Hey Leo, I'm doing a reading for you for the new moon in Capricorn. Leo, I feel like there's a space here where you could have been showing up in a negative light, and I feel like there could have, or somebody else was showing up in a negative light. I feel like there's been a lot of communication as to, like, I feel like you're almost like over explaining yourself. You're correcting yourself, your behaviors here as well, right? You're helping people understand, like, why you behaved in such a manner. I feel like people were almost like looking at you sideways, like, why are you so emotional? Why are you pulling to these things? Why are these things upsetting you? I feel like this is very much a space where it's time for you to really heal yourself in the relationships you've been going through, right? First out, we have silence. Instead of going into a space here where you're overly talking, overly explaining yourself, I feel like there's going to be like a lot more quietness. I feel like in these spaces where you're feeling like this over communication, right? I feel like people weren't necessarily hearing like the correct things that you were really meaning to say. I feel like you were just like almost talking to like explain yourself or get attention here as well, right? The things that you weren't really wanting to do, right? I feel like if there's been anybody bothering you, I feel like if you've been bothering anybody, there's going to be a huge silence in between you and this energy. Silence is golden at this time for you, right? There's a space here where if people are really wanting to love you, really wanting to connect with you here, they will, right? And I feel like there's a space where you've almost been like too forceful, and I feel like that could have been scaring away the people that you were really wanting to connect with, right? Yeah, I feel like there's a space, like I feel like there's a space of like almost embarrassment as people were like coming up and like really like pushing. I feel like other people were pushing you, and I feel like you could have snapped here. Like you could have like ew, no, like don't talk to me that way. You can talk to whoever else you want to that way, but don't talk to me that way, right? And I feel like there's a space where there's been a lot of like he said, she said, a lot of confusion, and I feel like that's very much why you were trying to like over explain yourself here, right? We have the Five of Swords. I feel like I feel like your actions really could have upset somebody, but like your actions were not like wrong, right? Like you are, it's your life. Like why are these other people worried as to like what it is you're trying to do here for yourself, right? If there's been any like confusion, any like chaotic situations, verbal disagreements here, you're being separated, and I feel like the more that you're doing that, the more you're having these silences with these people, the better it's going to be for yourself. And we have the Justice card. Yeah. The universe is moving in to like really correct this course, right? Like I feel like once again, the more you're taking a step back from any of these confusing conversations, confusing situations here as well, the universe is really coming in and working for you. I feel like there could have been a space where somebody was really ugly to you, and we have the Queen of Cups. There could have been a space where somebody was really ugly to you, and I feel like they're being corrected. Like the universe is not like the, you know how you show up each and every day, and even though people like almost like I feel like there's like a provoking energy, even though people were trying to provoke you here as well, you held to your guns. Like you kept your mouth shut. You did not move forward in these situations here as well, right? We have the Six of Cups with the Two of Wands. This was definitely an energy here that had a lot of genuine care, right? Like I feel like there could be a Queen of Cups that's coming in for you at this time. That could be Pisces. I wanted to say Aries. This could be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio here as well. A feminine energy. I feel like this is very much a person who's very deep. They have a very deep spiritual connection here as well. I feel like this is very much a person who has valued you. I feel like they've shown up. I feel like they've done the things appropriate that other people wouldn't have necessarily done here as well. I feel like you're going to start moving a lot closer to this energy. You could be moving a lot closer to a Libra feminine energy. Somebody, yeah, here you are, Leo. You know that there's going to be a huge like perspective shift involving like what it is you've been going through up to this point. Like if there's been people like trying to come in and like confuse your energy, you're being separated from these people. You're going into your own direction, your own course. Like I feel like there could have been several different conversations that you could have been sharing with people, and I feel like they were almost like sharing that with others, right? No, not at this time, right? And then we have the Knight of Wands. I feel like there's going to be a space here where you're only moving towards people and places and things that you have passion for, that you're feeling moved to do so, right? Like there's been a space where there's almost been like people like trying to like undercut you here as well, right? Like I feel like there was very much a jealous energy. They could have had their heart broken here as well. Yeah, you're pulling away from this. You're pulling away from anybody that's hurt your feelings, that's upset you at this time, right? The more that you're separating yourself and going within to like really figure out like why you're sad, like why you're working through certain things here as well, the better it's going to be for yourself, right? Yeah, there's definitely been a space here up to this point where you felt like overly passionate about certain people, places, and situations here as well, right? But I feel like it wasn't like positive passion. I feel like this passion was like almost like stemming from a place of like hurt, upset, right? And I feel like that almost like put like it made you like feel like you were in war here as well, right? Like you were not trusting in the situation. Yeah, and we have the Hierophant. You could definitely be dealing with a Taurus here as well. Leo's here, Libra, a Queen of Cups, right? There's definitely been a space here where you were almost like, hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. I feel like there was a space here where you were definitely having to work through things that hurt your feelings, things that broke your heart. Oh, like, oh, thank you so much for liking. Thank you for subscribing too as well. There's been a space here where you're really working through like whatever sadness gonna happen. Like there's a space here where you know it's time for an upgrade. You know it's time for you to be the bigger person, the better person here as well. And it's almost like you're like sooths what is it, soothsaying, right? I feel like there's a space here where the more that you're like speaking your piece, the more it's helping like other people like become more grounded, more secure within themselves here as well, right? There's a lot of hurt and a lot of anger that you've had to like almost deal with up to this point, but there's also been a lot of forgiveness and compassion coming in, right? And we have the world. There could have definitely been a partnership, a marriage here, that had been causing you like a lot of pain, right? Like a lot of hurt feelings, a lot of hurt spaces, whatever's been like almost like affecting you to the personal basis here as well. This could also be involving friends. This is really coming to an end, and I feel like it's almost like the people that are around you at this time, like your community, your family, people that are around you on a day-to-day basis, I feel like they're coming in and like really helping support you. I feel like they're almost giving you like a better sense of direction here as well, right? As things are almost like ending, it's almost like turning over a new leaf for yourself. And I feel like there's a space where you're yeah, you're almost like leaning and relying upon like the people that are surrounding you at this time to like really help get yourself back in balance. I feel like there's a space here where you've just been dealing with, you're not feeling safe and secure. You're not feeling happy. You're not feeling supported. And the more that you're like almost allowing other people at this time to like really come in and connect with you, it's pushing you into a space here where you're going to be better than ever. Like the more that you're like, it's like accepting the sadness, accepting this hurt, and really pushing yourself into a different space, the better that you're going to like, oh, we have a devil card, yeah. Once again, I feel like there's been a lot of imbalance. There's been a lot of frustration. There's been a lot of like codependency, a lot of dependence here as well. The more that you're like almost getting back in your body, like I feel like there's been like a lot of overeating, over drinking, a lot of addictions, addiction to people here as well. Like connected, I feel like there's like you've almost been like connected to these people by like soul ties as well. I feel like these were very much negative people around you, right? You're balancing yourself out. You're balancing out these situations, how you were genuinely investing in these things here as well. The more that you're like trying to get yourself to a better place, the more you're going to start releasing a lot of these like toxic behaviors, toxic like patterning here as well, right? And then we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, you're putting up a lot more boundaries than I think you had up to this point. Like you're really protecting yourself. You're protecting your love energy. You're protecting mind, body, and soul at this time. Like the more that you are like almost allowing yourself to be secure in why you were reacting this way. I feel like there's a space here of like almost like guilt and shame, right? As to like why you behaved in certain ways. And I feel like the more that you're letting this go, the more it's like getting you to this next level that is so necessary for yourself. You know that you have something so much bigger coming in for you on the horizon. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of trust, right? We have the Six of Swords. Let yourself work through these things. Let yourself feel these emotions, right? And the more that you're able to like truly communicate, like genuinely communicate about like why your feelings were hurt, why you allowed certain things to come in and like really affect you how they did, it's almost like strengthening yourself. If you can't communicate about it, how is it going to be healed within yourself? Here's right. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Yeah. Once again, the more that you're letting these things go, you're moving away from any like past situations that really could have hurt your feelings. I feel like there was several different people around you that were coming in and hurting your feelings with the words that they were saying here as well, right? The more that you're letting these things go, the more happiness and joy, the more wish fulfillments are going to be coming in. I feel like there's a space where you were too connected to the negativity of what other people could have said here as well, right? And we have the Ace of Wands. I feel like you're going to have a lot more opportunities involving people, relationships, financial situations here, anything that you're like finding value in at this time. It's coming in for you. And when you have this opportunity, you're moving on it. I feel like it's very opportunistic. You know that you're going to have brand new things coming in for yourself. It's just about how you're choosing to put one foot in front of the other here. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune with the King of Cups. Yeah. I feel like there's going to be a masculine energy. Could definitely be a water sign energy. I feel like they're seeing value in you. Like they know that you show up. They know that you do the best you can here as well. Even when you're hurting, even when you're going through like a lot of tough spaces here as well, they're almost like admiring like you and how it is you're choosing to move. Keep in mind how we move is a choice. And I feel like as you're like learning how to heal yourself, get yourself back on your own 2 feet, like disconnecting from the traumas here as well, and the more that you're like able to like turn a new leaf, a new page, they're valuing that. And I feel like they're gonna start like really showing up in a way that you weren't really expecting here as well. I feel like they're almost like correcting whatever illusions that they've been like about you here as well, right? I feel like there could have been a space where they didn't trust you. They didn't value you in the way that was necessary for yourself. And I feel like they're almost like ashamed of how it is that they've been treating you up to this point, because you are of value. They do have respect for you. They do have love and care. And so I feel like there's a space where they had been showing up incorrectly. And I feel like that's really being balanced out. That's really being changed at this time, right? All right, guys, let's get one card out for how you can help heal this energy. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you for subscribing. It says face your financial fears, right? And I feel like this was very much the energy that was like attached to you in this King of Cups. It was like a lot of like fears of, you're never gonna get to this space, you're never gonna get to this promotion. And I feel like that's fake news. Like, you are. I feel like it's just about your belief about these things, right? It says, when you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. If you want to be successful, accept it and release it. Let it go. Don't hide from it. Don't like, oh, we can't talk about these things. We can't. No, like, talk about them. Why are you fearful of these situations? Why are you scared that this certain aspect will happen? And the more that you're releasing it, though, like, connect with it and then release it. It's not yours to keep, right? All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.